The relationship didn't end the day they broke up. It ended the night she stopped letting him see her emotions. At the beginning, Adrian used to say Nora made life feel more alive. He liked the way she reacted to things without hesitation, like she hadn't learned to dull herself the way most people eventually do. When they first started dating almost 4 years earlier, he found her emotional openness charming. She gasped at plot twists, cried at random videos about strangers helping each other, and laughed so hard at his dry jokes that it pulled real laughter out of him too. He once told her she made ordinary days feel cinematic, like she lived in color while everyone else accepted grayscale. When she cried listening to old songs, he would pull her close and kiss her hair. When she got excited about small things, like discovering a tiny cafe that made perfect cappuccinos, he would shake his head and say her happiness was contagious. 8 months into their relationship, he proposed. It happened on a windy overlook near the river. Traffic hummed below, the sky fading into evening blue. She cried so hard she could barely speak. He laughed softly while wiping her tears. "Don't ever lose this part of yourself." She believed him. The change didn't come suddenly. It never does. It started sometime after their second year together, around the time Nora got promoted at the agency where she worked as a campaign strategist. More money, more pressure, more responsibility no one explained. Her manager, Elise, was brilliant and demanding. The type who sent messages at night, "Need 3 new concepts by morning. No greeting, no apology, just expectation." Nora started coming home mentally drained, not physically tired. That deeper kind of exhaustion where your thoughts won't turn off. Some nights she just needed to talk through her day so it would stop replaying in her head. Not advice, not solutions, just space. At first, Adrian listened, really listened, asked questions, paid attention. Then slowly something changed. His attention shortened. His responses became automatic. His eyes started drifting toward his phone halfway through her sentences. When she got upset after weeks of work got rejected, he would say, "It happens." When she tried explaining, it felt personal. "You take things too personally." The first time he told her she was too sensitive, she had been hurt by a comment Elise made about her work lacking boldness. Adrian barely looked up. "You need thicker skin. Nobody cares about feelings." She laughed it off. People say careless things when they're stressed. At least that's what she told herself. After that, the phrase started appearing more often. When she cried watching a documentary about disappearing wildlife, "You're being dramatic." When she got angry after a near accident in traffic, "You're overreacting." When she felt hurt, he forgot plans she cared about. "You make everything bigger than it is." Slowly, every emotion became categorized. Too much, too intense, too sensitive. He started rolling his eyes when her voice lifted with excitement, started sighing when she cried, started looking embarrassed when she showed too much enthusiasm in public. "You're too sensitive." It became his default response. Eventually, she began adjusting herself without realizing it. When she felt tears coming, she bit the inside of her cheek until the feeling passed. When she felt excited, she reduced it to a small smile. When she felt frustrated, she spoke carefully, evenly, like someone walking across thin ice. It was exhausting, like constantly holding your breath and pretending you weren't. Her friend Mila noticed first. They met every Saturday at a small cafe near the park. One morning, Mila studied her quietly. "You seem quieter." "I'm just tired." Mila shook her head. "No, it's like someone turned your volume down." Nora smiled, said everything was fine, that they were just adjusting to living together. The lie felt heavy the moment she said it, because she didn't know how to explain something she barely understood herself. How someone could fall in love with your emotional depth and then slowly start treating it like a problem. 3 months earlier, the argument that changed everything started with something small, or what should have been small. She had spent nearly a month preparing a major pitch for a national wellness brand, the kind of opportunity that could change her career. She knew every slide, every transition, every word. The presentation was scheduled for Friday morning. Thursday evening, Elise called. The client pulled out, not because of the work, not because of the ideas, because of executive politics. 4 weeks erased in one phone call. Nora sat on the edge of the bed afterward, phone still in her hand, feeling that strange, hollow exhaustion that comes when effort and outcome disconnect. Adrian barely looked up from his laptop when she told him. And what he said next would become the moment she would later trace everything back to. the moment something inside her began to close. The night everything changed didn't begin with a fight. It began with the sound of someone finally breaking after trying too hard for too long. Nora didn't expect to cry when she walked in. She thought she would just explain what happened. Maybe complain a little. Maybe just sit quietly until the disappointment faded. Instead, the moment the door closed behind her, everything she had been holding together for weeks collapsed. She didn't cry quietly. She didn't cry gracefully. She cried like someone whose body had decided it was done pretending to be strong. 4 weeks of pressure, late nights, canceled plans, all erased because 2 executives had an argument she wasn't even part of. She dropped onto the couch still wearing her coat. Her phone slipped from her hand and landed somewhere on the carpet. For a few minutes, she just cried into her hands. No strategy, no control, just exhaustion. The apartment door opened about 20 minutes later. Adrian walked in, gym bag over his shoulder. He smelled like cold air and detergent. At first, his face showed concern. Real concern. What happened? She tried to answer, but her voice cracked. The campaign? They canceled it. Oh, not because of the work, just politics. A month just gone. He nodded slowly. That happens. His tone was practical, flat. Something about it hurt more than the news itself. I know it happens, she said. I'm just upset. You can't fall apart every time something doesn't go wrong. That landed hard. I'm not falling apart, she said quietly. I'm just having a bad day. He exhaled. Nora, everything becomes a bad day with you. That was new. What does that mean? It means everything turns emotional. I'm just talking to you, and I'm tired of it. The words came faster now, like something he had been holding in. I can't be your emotional outlet every time work stresses you out. I'm not asking you to fix anything, but that's what it feels like. Silence. Then he said the sentence she would remember long after everything else faded. You are exhausting to live with. The room went completely still. I don't know other adults who react like this to work problems, he continued. Normal people deal with it and move on. Normal people, not you. I just needed you to listen. And I need you to stop being so sensitive. There it was again. Sensitive, like something defective, like something he had to tolerate. If you can't learn to control your reactions, he said slowly, I don't know if this relationship is going to survive. That was the moment. Not the criticism, not the sighs, not the eye rolling. This was when something inside her stopped reaching for him. Her breathing slowed, not because she felt better, because something shut off, like someone flipping a breaker. She wiped her face. No drama, no speech, just done. Stood up, walked toward the bedroom. Nora. She didn't turn. Did you hear me? Yes. Her voice was calm, too calm. That calm unsettled him more than the crying had. That night she lay awake beside him while he slept heavily, already emotionally finished with the conversation. She stared at the ceiling, and sometime around 2:13 a.m., she made the decision that would end their relationship long before either of them admitted it. He didn't want her emotions. Fine. He wouldn't get them, not by suppressing them, by removing his access. He would no longer get her excitement, her stress, her fears, her joy, her affection, her disappointment. Nothing. He would get politeness, logistics, surface interaction. She wasn't going to argue, wasn't going to explain, wasn't going to defend herself. She was just going to close the door and let him live with exactly what he asked for. The next morning, the change wasn't dramatic. That was what made it powerful. She spoke normally, but only about practical things. Coffee is fresh. I have an early meeting. There's food in the fridge. When Adrian asked if she was still upset, no. Flat, neutral. He looked relieved, like noise had stopped, like a problem had been solved. She left without their usual goodbye kiss. No message later, no check-in. At work, she redirected everything into focus. Her ideas became sharper, cleaner, more precise. Elise noticed. You're more direct lately. Nora just nodded. She didn't share the praise later. When a coworker made her laugh until she cried, she didn't tell Adrian. When a client frustrated her, she handled it alone. When something good happened, she kept it. When something bad happened, she kept that too. He didn't notice immediately, because from the outside, this looked exactly like what he wanted. Calm, controlled, easy. At home, she became efficient. Cook, eat, read, work, sleep. Her answers became summaries. Work was fine. No, I don't need anything. Sure. Her voice never rose, never dropped, never carried emotional weight. She laughed politely at his jokes, but not the way she used to. Not the laugh that used to make him laugh too. Her smiles became small, careful, controlled. The first week he seemed satisfied. He talked about work, gym routines, office problems. She listened, minimal responses. He stopped asking about her day. Probably relieved, they began to feel less like partners, more like polite roommates, functional, civil, distant. Her real emotions went elsewhere. Calls with Mila, journal entries, crying in her car before going upstairs. He saw none of it. Around the second week, something shifted. They were cooking together one evening, something they used to enjoy, music playing, Nora dancing between counters. Now she just followed the recipe, precise, quiet. He kept glancing at her, waiting. Finally, "Are you okay?" "Yes." "You seem different." "I'm just tired." He nodded. But something unsettled him. For the first time, he was the one feeling distance. And he didn't know how to fix it. That weekend, they were supposed to attend his sister's wedding. Months earlier, Nora had been excited. Now she just packed quietly. And Adrian felt something new growing in his chest. Not relief, not irritation, unease. He just didn't understand it yet, but he was about to. Adrian didn't realize he missed her emotions until they were gone. And once he noticed, he couldn't stop noticing. The wedding was the first time it became impossible to ignore. On the drive there, he tried small conversation. "Clara is going to cry during the vows," he said. "She always does." Nora gave a small neutral sound. Not agreement, not disagreement, just acknowledgement. That was new. 2 hours later, they arrived at the vineyard venue. Warm autumn light, soft music drifting through open doors. The kind of place Nora would normally comment on immediately. She said nothing. Adrian kept waiting for something. A reaction, a smile, a small observation. Nothing came. The ceremony itself was beautiful. Clara looked radiant, her voice shaking as she read vows that made half the guests wipe their eyes. Someone behind them openly sobbed. Couples squeezed hands. Nora sat perfectly still, hands folded loosely, face calm, not cold, not rude, just unreachable, like she was observing instead of participating. Adrian kept glancing sideways, waiting. At one point, he reached for her hand. She allowed it, but her hand stayed passive. No squeeze, no familiar thumb tracing, just presence, no connection. That unsettled him. When the couple kissed and everyone stood applauding, Nora stood too, clapped politely. No glowing smile, no emotion reaching her eyes, just correct behavior. He leaned closer. "You okay?" "Yes." One word, even tone. That bothered him more than if she had said no. At the reception, she maintained the same careful composure. Pleasant, polite, unavailable. She answered relatives' questions with friendly but vague answers. When his aunt asked when they would marry, "We haven't set a timeline." Then changed the subject smoothly. When his cousin tried pulling her to dance, "I'll watch tonight." Adrian danced with his family. Each time he glanced back, each time she looked the same. Still, composed, watching, drinking water, occasionally checking her phone. He couldn't read her anymore, and that scared him more than anger ever had. On the drive home, he finally said it. "You seemed off today." "What do you mean?" "You just didn't feel present." "I was present." "You didn't cry, you didn't dance, you didn't seem happy." "I am happy for Clara," she said calmly. "I hope they have a good marriage." He exhaled slowly. "It didn't feel like that." She turned slightly. "I behaved appropriately, didn't I?" He opened his mouth, closed it again. Because technically, she had. She had been polite, respectful, engaged. Nothing he could accuse. and that frustrated him more than a fight. The rest of the drive was quiet. For the first time since they met, he felt unsure around her. The following week, he began trying to pull reactions from her. At first subtly, then obviously. He told animated stories about work, watched her face carefully. She responded, "That sounds stressful." Or, "I'm glad it worked out." Neutral tone. No emotional entry point. He showed her videos that once made her laugh uncontrollably. She smiled slightly. "That's funny," but didn't laugh. He drove across town one evening to buy her favorite dessert, something she used to get excited about. She thanked him, ate it, said it was good. No excitement, no joy. Each attempt fell flat. His frustration started growing. One evening he came home with flowers, white tulips, her favorite. The old Nora would have lit up, would have hugged him, would have rearranged the apartment lighting. Instead, "Thank you, they're beautiful." She placed them on the counter, went back to answering emails. He stood there holding the empty wrapping paper. "I thought you'd be happy." "I am." "You don't look happy." She looked at him calmly. "What does happy need to look like?" He had no answer. He set the flowers down and left the room. Mila noticed immediately at lunch that week. "You seem calmer." Pause. "But also farther away," Nora explained. Not dramatically, just factually. She had stopped giving Adrian access to her emotional world. Mila frowned. "Are you actually okay?" Nora thought about it and realized something surprising. She was. Without constant corrections, without criticism, without defending why she felt things. Her mind felt quieter, her work improved. She had started painting again, joined a reading group. Parts of her life were expanding, while one part detached. Friday, Elise called her into her office. A major new national account, mental health initiative. She wanted Nora leading the creative direction, career-defining, the kind of news she once would have rushed home to share. Instead, "Thank you, I appreciate the opportunity." Then back to work. That night, Adrian asked, "How was your day?" "Productive." "What happened?" "New project." "What kind?" She gave a short answer. Started cooking. He waited, expecting more. Nothing came. Later, he tried something else. "Want to watch our show?" The comedy they used to quote constantly. She agreed, sat on the opposite side of the couch. During the episode, he laughed, looked at her, waited. Nothing. Halfway through, he paused the show. "Okay, what's wrong?" "Nothing. You've been acting strange." "What does strange mean?" He struggled, finally. "You're not yourself." She looked at him calmly. "I am myself." Pause. "Just less sensitive, like you wanted." His face changed. "I didn't mean like this. I'm just controlling my reactions. You're acting like a robot." "I'm acting like someone being careful." "That's not what I meant." "You said I was too sensitive." He stood up, started pacing, hands in his hair, voice rising. She remained still, watching, calm. That contrast scared him. After that, he tried harder, brought up emotional news stories, played songs she used to cry to, mentioned early memories. She acknowledged everything, calmly, like he was describing someone she used to know, someone he no longer had access to. And for the first time since they met, he was the one trying to reach her, and failing. That was when the panic started. Adrian didn't understand at first that he wasn't losing her. He had already lost her. He was just the last one to realize it. Work became the only place Nora still allowed herself to feel things fully. The irony wasn't lost on her that she was now helping build a national campaign about emotional well-being while living inside a relationship where emotions had quietly died. She spent long evenings with Elise refining campaign ideas, interviewing people willing to talk about burnout, anxiety, loss, listening carefully, giving them space to be honest. Sometimes she cried during those interviews, not dramatically, just silent tears she didn't bother hiding. Then she would thank them, close her notebook, drive home. And by the time she reached the apartment parking garage, her face was calm again. Adrian never saw those tears, never heard those stories, never knew she still felt deeply, just not with him. One Saturday morning, she was painting in the spare room she had turned into a studio. Large canvases, bold contrasts, deep reds colliding with muted blues. hard black lines cutting through softer tones. Emotion translated into color instead of conversation. Adrian stood in the doorway holding 2 cups of coffee, watching, trying to understand the distance. "I didn't know you started painting again." "I started a few weeks ago." "Why didn't you tell me?" She rinsed her brush. "You didn't ask." That answer hit harder than blame. He stepped inside slowly. "I think we need to talk." She nodded. "Okay." "I feel like I'm living with someone I don't recognize." "I'm still me." "No, you're not." His voice cracked slightly. "You used to be warm. You used to let me in. Now it feels like you're somewhere else." She looked at him carefully. "Do you prefer who I used to be?" "Yes." No hesitation. "I miss that version of you." Something moved inside her. Not emotion, understanding. "Then help me understand something," she said quietly. "Why did you spend so much time criticizing that version of me?" He looked caught off guard. "I was stressed." "You told me I was exhausting." Silence. "You told me normal people don't react like I do." "I was frustrated." "You threatened to leave." "I didn't mean it like that." "You don't get to ask someone to change who they are," she said softly, "and then be surprised when they do." He stood there surrounded by paintings he had never seen her create, parts of her life he no longer had access to. His eyes filled slowly. "I'm sorry." She didn't respond. "I was wrong." Still nothing. "I want to fix this." Her voice stayed calm. "I don't know if there's anything left to fix." That hurt him more than anger would have. The weeks after that conversation felt fragile, not explosive, like walking through the remains of something already broken. Adrian tried everything: apologies, small gestures, being careful with his words. He apologized for things she barely remembered anymore. She accepted his apologies, without offering forgiveness. He said he loved her. She answered, "I hear you." He planned dinners. She went, emotionally distant. It felt like watching someone trying to restart an engine with no fuel left. Turning the key. Again. Again. Nothing happening. Part of her felt sad watching him try. Another part remembered every time she had been made to feel defective for feeling. Mila asked the question Nora had been avoiding. They were eating dinner at her apartment. "Do you even want this relationship anymore?" Nora didn't answer immediately. The relationship felt finished. But ending it officially meant admitting something harder. That she had been wrong. About him. About them. About the future she thought they were building. 2 months into her emotional shutdown, something happened that once would have devastated her. The campaign she had been leading was canceled. The client wanted something safer, less honest, less real. Elise was furious. The team was crushed. Nora sat alone in the conference room after the call, staring at the dark screen. Tears built. But she had learned control too well. She drove home crying. By the time she parked, she was empty again. Adrian was cooking when she walked in, trying again. "How was your day?" "The campaign got canceled." He froze, concern immediately. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine." "You don't have to pretend with me." She looked at him directly. "I'm not pretending." "When will dinner be ready?" That was when his face changed. Not anger, fear. Real fear. "You're not fine." "I already processed it." "When?" "In the car." "Why couldn't you process it with me?" The answer came instantly. "Because you weren't a safe person to process emotions with." The sentence stayed in the air. Heavy. Unavoidable. He stepped back slightly. Like he had been hit. "I've been trying." 3 months of trying, she said quietly, doesn't erase 2 years of damage. That night, he slept on the couch. Around 2 a.m., she heard quiet crying from the living room. The old Nora would have gone to him, would have comforted him. This version stayed still, staring at the ceiling, feeling something ending. Not suddenly, inevitably. The next morning, his eyes were red. He made coffee, made breakfast. Eggs exactly how she liked. She thanked him, ate quietly, checked emails. He watched her like someone trying to memorize her face. "We can't keep living like this." "I know. Something has to change." Probably. Do you even care anymore? She told the truth. I don't know. That hurt him more than anger. When did you stop caring? She didn't hesitate. The night you told me to stop being sensitive. He looked like the air had left his lungs. That weekend they avoided each other. He stayed in the living room. She painted, a new canvas, sharp angles, cold blues, distance between two people sharing space. Monday morning he left early, a note on the kitchen counter. He wrote he knew he had broken something. That he had taken the person he loved and made her afraid to be herself. That he didn't know how to fix it, but wanted to try. He said he would move out for a while, give her space. The note ended simply, I'm sorry. I miss you. She read it twice, waiting to feel something. All she felt was a quiet sadness, like mourning something that had already been gone for a long time. And for the first time, she allowed herself to think something she hadn't wanted to admit. Some relationships don't end when love disappears. They end when safety does. The first night she slept alone in the apartment, Nora realized something she hadn't expected. Silence wasn't empty. It had weight. It filled the rooms like something physical, settling into the spaces where Adrian's things used to be. When she walked through the apartment that evening, the changes were small but impossible to ignore. His bookshelf was gone, his desk, the extra chair he always used. Even the bathroom felt different, cleaner, quieter, lonelier. Absence had shape. She stood in the hallway for a long moment, keys still in her hand, looking around like she was standing inside a memory instead of her own home. Then, for the first time in months, she stopped managing herself. She walked into the bedroom, sat on the floor beside the bed, and cried. Not the quiet crying she had perfected, not the hidden kind. This was grief with no audience. She cried for the beginning of them, for the version of him that once felt safe, for the version of herself who hadn't learned to monitor every reaction, for the future she had believed was inevitable. She cried until her head hurt, until her throat burned, until she had nothing left to hold in. Then she called Mila. Mila arrived with takeout and a cheap bottle of wine and the kind of presence that didn't try to fix anything. Nora talked for hours, about the good beginning, about the slow corrections, about the moment she realized she had started shrinking. Mila didn't interrupt, didn't offer cliches, just stayed. And that helped more than advice ever could. Over the next few weeks, Nora began returning to herself in small ways. She stopped monitoring her face during movies. She laughed loudly again. She cried during songs. She got excited about small things again. Good coffee, warm sunlight, finishing a painting. There was no one around to sigh at any of it. No one to make her feel excessive. At work, Elise noticed the change. You seem lighter, Nora smiled slightly. Maybe I am. Elise hesitated. I dated someone like that once, she admitted. Someone who loved my intensity until it required emotional effort from him. Nora looked up. Elise shrugged slightly. Some people love depth until they realize depth asks something back. That stayed with Nora. Adrian texted occasionally. Short messages. How are you? Have you thought about things? Can we talk? She answered politely. Still thinking. Doing okay. Need time. About a month later, he asked to meet for coffee. She agreed, not because she expected reconciliation, because she needed the story to end cleanly. They met at a small cafe neither of them had history with. Neutral ground. He looked different, more tired, less certain. After a few minutes, he told her he had started therapy. Not dramatically, just honestly. He said he had started understanding how much of his behavior came from how he was raised. Emotions weren't safe in his childhood. Vulnerability wasn't encouraged. Feeling deeply meant being corrected. He said when their relationship became stressful, he fell back into that pattern. I took the thing I loved about you, he said quietly, and treated it like something broken. She let the silence sit. He apologized carefully, not asking forgiveness, just acknowledging damage. He said he regretted every dismissive comment, every eye roll, every time he made her feel like she had to shrink. When he finished, Nora took a breath. I believe you're sorry, he nodded, and I'm glad you're working on yourself. Hope flickered. Then she continued. But I don't trust you anymore. Not cruel, just honest. You taught me to hide parts of myself from you, and even now, I still feel careful around you. He looked down. I spent months finding myself again, she said. I can't risk losing that version of me. She paused. I need someone who feels safe from the beginning, not someone who learns after breaking that safety. His eyes filled, but he nodded, because he knew she was right. They talked another hour. Practical things, boxes, furniture, paperwork. The conversation was sad but calm. Two people acknowledging something difficult. Love isn't always enough when safety disappears. When they hugged goodbye outside, Nora felt something unexpected. Not heartbreak, relief. Relief she wouldn't have to measure herself anymore. Relief she wouldn't have to rehearse being smaller. Relief she was choosing herself. 3 months later, life didn't feel like recovery anymore. It just felt like life. She painted more, slept better, started accepting invitations again, started taking up space without apologizing. She met someone new without trying. His name was Marcus. They met at a small gallery opening where one of her paintings was displayed. He stood in front of it for a long time before speaking. When he did, he didn't ask what it meant. He asked, "What emotion came first?" She laughed before answering. Their first date was simple, a small theater show, late dinner, cold evening streets. During one scene, she felt tears coming. She didn't hide them. Marcus noticed, didn't tense, didn't joke, just handed her a napkin and squeezed her hand gently. Like emotion didn't require explanation. She nearly cried harder because of that. Later, she laughed loudly at his story about accidentally burning bread in his apartment kitchen. He smiled. "You have a dangerous laugh," he said. "Makes people want to laugh too." It felt easy, not intense, not dramatic, just safe. 6 months later, Nora was promoted to creative lead. Elise told her something she would never forget. Your emotional intelligence is why your work connects. Don't ever let anyone convince you that's a weakness. What Adrian once criticized had become part of why she succeeded. Sometimes she wondered if he had really changed, but mostly she thought about how close she had come to believing him, to thinking her emotional depth was a flaw, instead of what it really was, a strength. The campaign she had worked on eventually launched with a new client who embraced the honest direction her team had wanted from the start. On launch night, Nora stood in the city square watching giant screens light up with messages about emotional honesty, about courage, about staying open in a world that rewards distance. People stopped, read. Some took photos. One woman wiped her eyes. Nora felt tears rise too. This time she didn't hide them. Her phone buzzed. A message from Marcus. "Proud of you. This feels like something only you would create." Her eyes filled completely. A woman nearby noticed. "You okay?" Nora laughed softly through the tears. "Yeah," she said. "I think I finally am." She looked at the glowing screens, at the words she helped put into the world. She rebuilt not by becoming harder, but by becoming herself again. And then she realized something she wished she had understood much earlier. She had never been too sensitive. She had just been with someone who didn't know what to do with someone who felt deeply. And now she was no longer someone trying to become less emotional. She was someone who had learned to be harder to reach, and much more careful about who she let in.